everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to Tech Hub. Tech Hub is a program where we get to update you on the things happening in the technology world. Here we share information on the latest technology and how they improve our society at large. My name is Sammy Oko. The place of technology in human interactions can never be overemphasized. Virtually everything we do today are either enhanced by technology or controlled by it. Unfortunately, just as it comes with numerous advantages, it could be harmful if not properly used, and that's exactly what I'll be updating you on today. Now, the dangers associated with wrong use of technology can be alarming. This is typically exemplified by a quote from popular American journalist Sidney Harris. Sidney Harris stated that the real danger is not that computers will begin to think like men, but that men will begin to think like computers. Mobile phones, tablets, computers, and other similar electronic gadgets are on the leading front in terms of technological advancement. Every month, it seems, brings some new advancements in mobile phone technology, from analog communications of the 1980s to 2G digital network of the mid-90s, then 3G in 2004, and more recently to high-speed 4G network. Despite the progress made so far, the growth in mobile communication technology is expected to expand further in the nearest future. Okay, before we proceed, I'd like you to have a brief overview of how a mobile phone works. Mobile phones are low-power radio frequency transmitters with a peak power value that ranges between 0.1 to 2 watts. This simply means that they use some amount of energy to function properly. Now, the puzzling question asked by most phone users is this: does mobile phones and similar electronic gadgets really pose danger to users? The answer to this question is yes on the one hand and no on the other hand. As we proceed, you'll get to understand why we have two answers to the multi-dollar question. Now, let's look at the first scenario. When mobile devices are not properly used, it could have a detrimental effect. The two greatest dangers associated with wrong use of mobile phones and similar electronic gadgets are these. The first is the possibility of explosion, that is fire outbreak. The second is overexposure to electromagnetic rays, which actually can lead to cancer. Now, to prevent or minimize these effects, we coined the phrase no phone zones. What do we mean by no phone zones? The no phone zone is actually a phrase coined to guide you on places and times when you are not supposed to use your mobile phones and similar electronic gadgets. They include the following: the fuel station, commonly called the filling station in this part of the world, your bedroom at night, in the restroom, elevators, cars, and trains. Alright, now to begin with, I'd like to share a brief info on how mobile phones operate. In the most basic form, a mobile phone is essentially a two-way radio consisting of a radio transmitter and a radio receiver. By radio here, I mean radio waves and not actually FM radios. Okay, when you make calls on your cell phones, your phone converts the voice into electrical signal, which is then transmitted via radio waves to the nearest cell towers. So technically speaking, mobile phones and similar electronic devices transmit and receive radio waves. This is just to say that they make use of radio waves or electromagnetic radiations to operate. Now let's look at the fuel station as one of the no phone zones. That is the places where you are not required to use your phone. Now, the fuel station, we are familiar with the switch off your cell phone's warning in most fuel stations. Now, despite these warnings, it is common to see most commuters browse, send SMSs, and even make calls inside the fuel station. Now, the question is this: can mobile phones or other similar devices cause fire outbreak in fuel stations? Now, to answer this question, it is important to look at the dynamics in the operation of cell phones. The common fear is that electromagnetic radiation from mobile devices could impart enough energy to ignite petrol vapor directly. But a recent study by University of California found that In 243 petrol station fires around the world between 1994 and 2005, none were caused by mobile phones. In fact, there isn't a single confirmed case of this ever happening. Now, to ignite a petrol vapor, you need a naked flame or a spark. But mobile phones have low voltage batteries that aren't capable of producing either. However, little malfunctions of a phone such as battery sparks can lead to serious fire outbreak, which can be catastrophic in nature. Therefore, as a safety precaution, it is highly recommended to switch off your mobile phones and other related electronic gadgets in fuel stations. For those who are just tuning in, this is Tech Hub on Vigilona Radio. So far, we've been discussing no phone zones, which are the places and times when you should not use your mobile phones and similar electronic gadgets. And now we proceed. Let's look at the second of the no phone zones. The number 2 is your bedroom at night. Alright, if you're like me, wow, your phone or your tablet is probably the first thing you look at in the morning and the last thing you look at before bed. All this screen time may be eating away at our sleep. Studies have shown actually that if you are being exposed to the blue and white light given off by your phones, laptops, and other electronic devices at night, this actually affects our brains and prevents them from releasing a chemical called melatonin. This melatonin is a hormone that tells our bodies it's sleep time. Now, what's the effect of this? The effect of this is that delaying sleep for a very long time, researchers think, can mess with the body internal clock. Now, these body internal clocks have been shown by research to control various body mechanisms such as sleep, mental alertness, mood, stress, heart function, and immunity. No one is going to stop you from using your cell phones before nodding off at night, but it's a habit you should break off for the sake of your health. Though this can be pretty difficult, I'm saying this because I'm actually a culprit of this act. But frankly speaking, it is an attainable feat. You can actually do it. You can keep your phones far from your rooms at night. You can turn it off entirely to be on the safer side. Now, similarly, if you have a wireless router in your house or apartment, keep it in a strategic room and out of a bedroom. You can turn it off entirely at night. Now, always endeavor to keep your bedroom as free of electronic radiation as possible. This means your cell phones, your tablets, your laptops, etc. should be kept at considerable distance away from your bed. Also ensure that extension cables are not very close to your bed. Now, in the restroom, this is the third of the no phone zones. Now, when nature calls, that text message, that WhatsApp chat, that tweet can actually wait. In a recent survey of 1,000 cell phone users in Nigeria, 3/4 admitted to using their cell phones while on the restroom. With numbers like this, it makes sense to state that 16% of all cell phone users have microscopic fecal matter on their phone surface actually. Now, those germs can lead to illness that can easily be transferred to family and friends, and this is done unknowingly. Now, if you wouldn't like to use antiseptics to wash your phones or your laptops, simply keep it away from the restroom. Now, the last but not the least of the no phone zones are the elevators, the cars, the trains, or the planes. Always endeavor to keep your phones and electronic gadgets away from these places. Cell phones draw more power and emit more radiation in enclosed metal spaces. Most times, these enclosed spaces have poor network. When signal quality is poor, your phone emits more radiation. This is especially significant for air travelers who sneak in phones for phone calls and SMS, and also for gaming on board aircraft. Now, cell phones and wireless devices such as laptops emit active transmissions that can interfere with aircraft navigation instruments and could even cause a crash in extreme cases. Although researchers and aircraft companies have found almost no direct evidence of cell phones or other electronic devices interfering with aircraft systems. However, there are at least 2 serious incidents in which mobile phones have been suspected. First is the unsolved crash of a Crossair plane in Switzerland in the year 2000. It was actually alleged that spurious transmissions confused the air autopilot, which led to the crash. Now, the second case is the fatal crash in Christchurch, New Zealand in 2003. But these are extreme cases. Now, using the flight mode on board a plane is rather a preventive measure to avoid a potential sorry situation. In summary, appropriate use of cell phones and similar electronic devices will have no adverse effect on the user. Health, they say, is wealth. Thank you for your time and keep a date with us next week, Wednesday on Vigilona Radio, for another interesting topic on recent technological advancements around the world. Until then, I'll leave you with these words from Omar N. Bradley. If we continue to develop our technology without wisdom or prudence, our service may prove to be our executioner. If we continue to develop our technology without wisdom or prudence, our service may prove to be our executioner. Thank you for listening and have a lovely day ahead.